Okay, let's try this again. One more time. Second take. We're gonna try this again now. Beautiful, better, awesome. Welcome everyone. I hope we're all having a great year so far. January, amazing. There's been amazing volume for some reason in the markets and just incredible. So we're gonna take some questions over here. We can hear you now. Awesome, perfect. Do you always trade London? No, I don't trade London all the time. I used to trade. I never traded London, right? Here's what happened. I used to trade London when I was back in Canada, and London session in Canada would be in the middle of the night. And for me to wake up in the middle of the night to trade London, it did not work out at all. But now, since I moved to Pakistan and now I'm traveling between Pakistan and Dubai, London has been working out amazingly well because you're attentive, and that's the most thing. Because a lot of people, what they do is, especially if you're in the Eastern time zone, you want to trade London session because there's a lot of volume, or you want to trade London session because some Joe Schmo he's making money in a London session. So that's why you want to trade London session. But if it does not align with your life, if a session does not align with the time you have in your, let's say, your day-to-day activities to trade that time, it's not going to work. 15-minute or 30-minute time frame. I would say, so this is a conversation I was having with a friend of mine earlier on at lunchtime. It's not about whether you should look at the 15-minute time frame. It's not about whether you should look at the 30-minute time frame. It's all about looking at the high time frame bias, like let's say the 4-hour time frame. Let me see if I have a pen over here so I can better demonstrate what I'm trying to say. But I don't have a pen over here, so fuck it. We're not going to use a pen anymore. So let's say, for example, you have the 4-hour time frame, right? You got the 4-hour time frame and you got the daily time frame. And let's say the 4-hour and the daily are bullish, right? So now, if the 4-hour and the daily both are bullish at this point, and you look at the high time frame, you're like, okay, you know what? We should be moving up. Then you're looking at the 1-hour time frame. Now, the things that you're looking on the 1-hour time frame and the 30-minute time frame are supports. Because if your bias from the high time frame is buys, you're looking at supports at the 1-hour and the 30-minute time frame to substantiate that buying bias that you have in the higher time frame. You're always looking at supports, but now there are different variations of this as well, obviously. Like if you have the 4-hour and the daily moving up, and you look at the 1-hour and 30-minute time frame, and you're like, oh man, like the 30-minute candles are moving down, I should sell at this point. No, wait for support. Wait for support, and that's your confirmation for buys. But if that support gets broken, then you're looking for sells. SRC works on 5-minute time frame. Smart Raja concepts, basically they work most better on the 30-minute, 1-hour, 15-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, you're asking for trouble. 1-minute time frame, again, you're asking for trouble. Let's see over here. London session or NY, which is the best at this time? At this time, I would say the session that's best is the session that you can give all your attention to at that given time. That's the best session. What's SRC? SRC is Smart Raja Concepts. SRC was a response to smart money concepts, which people think that smart money concepts actually work, that people think that smart money concepts, they'll be able to make money. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen, because the whole foundation of smart money concepts is to trade like the banks, to trade like institutions. And man, trust me, the banks do not want you to make money. No bank in the world is going to tell retail traders that, hey, dumbasses, this is where you should take a buy, or this is where you should take a sell. It's not going to work like that. So smart money concepts is built on this pure idea of where the banks trade, where institutions trade. It's all asinine concept. There hasn't been even one person come forward to show me that, hey, Rajabanks, look at this results. Look at the 6 months results I've had on smart money concept. Oh, we got Riz over here as well. Riz came in at the right time. All right. What do you think of the last week volatility? I think it's amazing. We do need volatility. If you guys remember that, right after, actually I lost my train of thought anyway. This week you take 2 trades, 1 gold before 3 hours to pre-London. Can you explain why? That's a very, very good question. So the question is that this week I took 2 trades. I'm trying to see if I can get my MacBook over here. Yeah, so this week I took 2 trades. One was 3 hours before London Open. And here's the reason why, right? I've been looking at the London session for almost like a year now, right? And everyone knows that London session has a lot of volume. London session has a lot of volume at, pre-London and London Open. But sometimes that volume shifts from pre-London to before pre-London. And that's something that you're not going to see as soon as you look at a London session. That's something that you're going to identify once you keep looking at the London session. Because I've been looking at pre-London to trade, and sometimes, move has already happened before pre-London. And when I come on towards pre-London, I'm like, man, move has already happened before pre-London. What's happening at this point? Because there's a shift in volume. And these things you start to understand. Once you really start looking at the charts during a specific time. You're like, okay, you know what? Maybe there's been a shift in volume. So I may need to come to the charts a little bit early to see if the volume is going to come in before the time I think it's going to come in. Please teach me good indicator in TradingView. Man, stop trading with that. There's no indicator is going to make you money. There's no indicator invented that's going to tell you that this is going to be a for sure buy or a for sure sell. No indicator works. Indicators don't work. If indicators work, we wouldn't have thousands of indicators in MetaTrader. Think about it. You got Bollinger Bands, you got ICT, you got SMC bands, you got EMAs, you get RSIs. These indicators are all lagging indicators. These indicators are only going to tell you where prices are going to go after it has moved. So indicators don't work. Pure price action works. You got to look at pure price action. Candlesticks, candle movements, they work amazingly well. Please say something on patience and discipline. Patience and discipline. If you want a good body, if you want muscles, you want abs, you want a toned body is earned. It can't be bought, right? Same thing goes with trading. A good trading account built with consistent profits, it's earned with discipline. You go to the gym, let's say 1 hour a day, every day, and after 4 or 5 months, you see some results. Same thing as with trading. You start trading, you trade, let's say 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 1 to 2 trades a day. After 4 or 5 months, guaranteed you're going to see results. But if you don't do that, if you trade, let's say all day long, 4 or 5 hours a day, man, you're going to get fucked up. You're not going to get results at all. Your white privilege is hurting me. Thank you. Is there any specific reason for volume to shift from pre-London session to very early? No, there's no reason for that. It's just the way how market moves. Because you got to look at it this way, right? There are, I would say, for the lack of a better term, there are sections when you're going to have volume, right? So the first volume comes in at pre-Asian. If there's no volume at pre-Asian, you're going to get volume at Asian Open. If there's no, if let's say Asian Open has no volume or whatever, and then you're going to get volume before pre-London, right? Sometimes. So we're not going to include before pre-London over here. You're going to have volume at pre-London, then there's no volume at pre-London, you're going to have volume at London Open, then pre-New York, New York Open, NYC Open, New York, London Close. So these are different sections when you have volume in the market. So that's something you got to look at. And that's something you have to, it's not even about looking at these things. It's all about maybe identifying that, okay, yesterday we had volume at pre-London and today we don't have volume at pre-London. So maybe volume is going to come in at London Open, So these things are actually, if you want abs, don't buy 2 McGrills at the restaurant. Q-Banks use Fibonacci. What are you saying, my king? Nothing, man. People will do what they want to do, They will show what they want to show. It's all up to them. Rajabanks is the only trader on social media who has shown results month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. And that's what I've built my audience on, knowledge and value. Do you have other... What? Do you have other Instagrams? No, I don't have other Instagrams. This is the only Instagram I have. How long do you think it takes to be a good trader? I would say it's not about how long it takes. I have students and they've become really good in about, 4 months, 5 months. Some took 3-4 years. So it all depends on how soon can you get consistent. How soon can you get, discipline? Because discipline in trading, it matters a lot. A lot. Do you trade news? Yes, I do trade news. But this does not mean you should trade news as well. It does not mean you should trade news as well, because news is very, very risky. Very risky. It's true, you can make great money trading news, but you can also lose a lot of money trading news. So I would say maybe, don't trade news. Maybe look at news and see how they move. Let's say if you're looking at FOMC, then look at maybe like 10 or 15 FOMCs for about a year, or maybe look at 6 or 7 CPIs, or maybe backtest CPIs, NFPs, and see how price moves, depending on how the news outcome was, and depending on what was happening in the economy. So all these things, they basically move price with news. So trading news, don't make your primary objective to trade news. It's not gonna work. Hey Roger, did you buy anything today? Yes, bought something from Apple. Apple gang. 1K account is a good way to start. Absolutely, it's an amazing way to start. Can you please explain about cutting losses small? Yes, you need to cut losses small. There's actually a very, very good video on my YouTube about cutting losses small. Extremely good video. Your opinion on FTMO or MFF? Nothing. I would say look into FXM funding. Look into FXM funding. That's the only prop firm that gives you a salary every month if you're a live trader. If you're a live trader, you're going to get a salary. I did an interview with one of the owners of FXM. It's on my YouTube. We did that interview in my Ferrari. Amazing interview. Amazing. Because here's the thing, man. Every funded company you see out there, every funded company has the same model. Same model of payout, same model of risk and all that. They have a little bit tweaks here and there, but overall it's just the same. What FXM funding is doing, they're giving salaries to funded traders. Look into that. So it's like you're working at a hedge fund and you're getting a salary every month. Do you look at options? I don't look at options. No, I'm sorry. Hey everyone, hello. All right, let's see here. When will you live stream again on YouTube? I think from February. From February again, we're going to start live streaming. February, we had some very important things to do. In January, a lot of traveling, emergencies happened in the family. So very, very occupied with those things. Can you trade an order block without a fair value gap? I don't know what that is. I don't know what a fair value gap is. I don't understand what order blocks are. I don't understand what cognitive retracement is. I don't know these fancy terms, man. I'm a very simple guy. I keep things simple. I keep my business simple. I keep my relationships simple. I keep price action simple. There's no reason to complicate things. Listen. I'm living proof with simplicity in trading. You can achieve the things you want to achieve. It's the same thing in life, man. You keep things simple in life, you're going to go really far. If you complicated life, it's going to get complicated. You complicate trading, fair value. I don't even understand what fair value gap is. I'm sure some people know that after lots of studying. But for me, and as an individual, as a person, I have no idea what fair value gap is. Do whatever works for you. Fibonacci works for you, blah, blah, blah. That's absolutely correct. Tips about trading psychology. Very, very simple tip. 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. Just 1 or 2 trades a day. 2 years working Forex did not get a good result. Maybe you are maybe not disciplined enough. That's it. How do you trade news? Don't trade news. Biceps game. Biceps game is strong, my man. Boom. 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 Impulse or close. I would say, realistically, here's what happens. When you're looking at, or when you're waiting for candles to close above or below zone, sometimes candles keep moving and you're thinking, man, I was waiting for the candle to close, but the candle is now continuing to move. I've missed this move. So the more you miss moves like this, the more you start to understand that, okay, if I'm missing a move because I'm waiting for the candle to close, maybe I could have entered at this specific point where it's breaking the low or it's breaking the high. And that's where impulse entries came in, because the whole idea about impulse entries is that catching the move while it's moving to the zone that you anticipated it to go. That's basically what impulse entries are. Impulse entries, you can also call it maybe like a buy stop to sell stops, because the only reason you use a buy stop is that if price activates your buy stop, you're anticipating price to continue moving in that direction. That's what you're anticipating. So impulse entries is basically the same thing. But as a new trader, I would say do not focus on impulse entries. Yeah, as a new trader, don't focus on impulse entries. Very, very risky, very tough. Requires a lot of experience, requires a lot of maturity in the markets too. And by maturity, I mean not giving into over trading, not giving into over risking, understanding how to manage risk, understanding how to, manage your loss if you're going in a loss, how to cut your losses short. These things go hand in hand when you're talking about impulse entries. So be very, very careful. Which one talks better about entries, SRC or market fluidity? Both. Funded versus non-funded. Hey, listen, if you are a good trader and you have proven to yourself that you can be consistent, but you don't have money, go for a funded route. If you are an inconsistent trader, going towards the funded route will mean you're just going to lose more money. Yeah, basically that's what's going to happen. What to do when unexpected thing happens while trading? Example, loss limit goes higher, etc. Why the hell is your loss limit going higher, man? Why are you losing more than what you plan on losing? It's not unexpected. It's because you're actually risking that amount. So, I would say maybe understand how much you're losing or understand how much you're trying to risk at any given time. Possible London session streams in the future. We'll work on it. I'm actually very busy during London time. I come after the gym and then I'm having breakfast and then there's London session. The thing is with the streams require my undivided attention. And a London time, no, it can't happen. Very, very tough. Maybe, we'll see. What's the longest that you stay in a trade? Longest that I've stayed in a trade in my, the account I grew from 50,000 to 6 million. I think the longest trade was 4 hours and I made about 2%. after 4 hours, the 2%. ICD just teach you stupid concepts, not trading. Okay. How are you, Raja or Rakil? This is Raja. Rakil is sleeping. I think gold is good for scalping. Great. Looks good. What do you think of BTC? Will he reach an ascent? BTC? I don't know, man. I think 2023 is going to be a very tough year in terms of finances, in terms of the economy. 2023, interest rates are sky high for properties. As interest rates are high for properties, that's going to reduce the value of properties. I know a lot of people who bought houses, apartments, condos last year and 2021 at the highs, so they will see a crunch. They're going to see a crunch. And I know a lot of people who got into a very, very low rate in variable mortgages. Their rates are high now. There are a lot of people who got into really low rates with fixed mortgages at let's say 2%, 3%. Now when the time is going to come in for renew, they're going to see rates of 5%, 6%. Like we bought a house over here in Dubai that we got a rate of about 7.4%. 7.4%. So rates are high at this point, really, really high. How can I control my emotions in trading? Chop off your hands, buddy. That's the only way you can control your emotions in trading. You take one trade, boom, chop it off. You take another trade, boom, chop it off. So that's the one way, for sure way, to make sure you don't overtrade. What's a sign you see is there volume or not? The time. You just got to look at the time. You see the time, and you're like, okay, you know what? It's NY open, it's 8 a.m., so there's volume at this time. There's supposed to be volume at this time. If it's pre-New York or pre-London, and there's no volume at pre-London, then you know that there's going to be volume at London open, right? And the best way to see that is before volume comes, price just consolidates. Price just ranges, So as price breaks away from these ranges, then there's volume in the market. Then you see price moving and price breaking away from consolidation. That's when volume comes. But it always comes at specific times. For real, how did you turn 50K to 10 million in 2 years. Buddy, I didn't turn 50K to 10 million plus. Do you even understand economics? Do you understand the difference between 7 million and 10 million? That's a $3 million difference. And most people will never even make $3 million in their whole lifetime. So you saying that from 7 million to 10 million, it's a huge difference. Huge difference. Didn't do that. Never did that. I only withdrew like 4 million. I withdrew 4 million. I still got about 2 million in there. So it's maybe like 6 million. How to join your team? You can. Do you still doubt yourself sometimes? No. Now I don't doubt myself. I think everything happens for a reason. I think there's always a logical explanation in everything that happens. And if you can understand a logical explanation in everything that's happening, whether it's with candles, whether it's with life, business, relationships, you're going to be totally okay with that. But as soon as you involve emotions in any decision, those decisions, they become very difficult. You know, those rational decisions, they become irrational because now you've involved emotions in those decisions. So you gotta keep emotions out of any decision that you make. It goes from like trading to life, relationships, you know, all that. How do you become my student? You want to become my student? You'll have to find a way. You will have to find a way. If you already have good knowledge in trading, do you need to study market fluidity, or are you good with SRC? When you enroll in smart Raja concepts, you do get enrolled in market fluidity as well. What would you advise about binary trading? It's a scam. When are you streaming again? February. How do you think AI will change trading and traders? Oh, wow. This is a discussion I had with my buddies from Bulgaria. How AI is going to change, and I'm rubbing my face because when AI comes in trading, it's done. Because think about this, right? Think about this. There's a guy called Rajabanks, right? And Rajabanks, what he does is he looks at charts and he sees that, okay, if price moved in a certain way, he tries to see, okay, why did price move in a certain way, and where could he have executed? The next day, he looks for the same pattern. Doesn't happen. The next day, he looks for the same pattern. It happens, and he takes a trade on that. Trade goes in profits. He tries to replicate that. Then the day after, if it's a losing trade, he tries to see, okay, if it's a losing trade, what did I do wrong? How could I have managed my risk better? Right? So this may take 2-3 months. When you have AI, it's going to do the same thing 1,000,000 times per second. 1,000,000 times per second. Constantly learning, constantly improving, constantly doing multiple, what's the word? I don't know, for lack of a better term, multiple formulations of, you know, different ways price can move, and different ways how it could have executed, different ways how it could have, you know, managed risk and all that, like in seconds. So AI is just gonna, it's crazy. It's crazy amount of, like, you know, things that are out there now, you know. So man, May 2023, it's gonna be a time to really look out for. Have good connection, bro. Shall we mingle? Oh, mingle. Shall we mingle, dingle? What do you think about demand and supply? I think supply and demand was meant for stocks. It wasn't meant for trading. I still think, like, you know, for Forex, I still think that supply and demand is the same thing as support resistance. I'm trading very good, but I fail every time. How the fuck are you trading very good if you're failing every time? How does that even make sense? You're trading very good, but you fail every time. Amazing, good. Please tell everyone, sir, who are buying SRC from outside, they will never get updated daily. They can't attend simulation. They will not get a quality community. That's true. If you are from the outside and you don't have smart Raja concepts, you don't get simulations. You don't get daily updates. You don't get these things that are really important for you to improve, especially the community. The community, I think a community is really what makes you successful in terms of discipline. Not even in trading, just from the overall perspective about Forex. What's your outlook on Marco? I don't know Marco. Macro, I think you meant? Yeah, I have no idea. Rajabanks, why acceptance of loss is more important? Acceptance of loss is important because whenever you go into a trade, you're accepting that you're going to lose a certain amount. When you go into a trade knowing that you're going to lose a certain amount, you go in a trade with more confidence because you've already accepted that loss. But the most important thing is when you go into a trade knowing that you're going to lose a certain amount, but you also know that if that trade turns into a loss, you're going to lose less than what you plan on losing because you know how to manage risk, you know how to cut your losses short, then your confidence is going to be even more. When your confidence is even more in that aspect, you go in with maybe a higher risk to make some bigger return because you can manage risk, right? So these things play a vital role in really increasing your confidence in getting bigger lot sizes or going in with a higher risk or taking that risky entry which you would have taken. If he knows how banks trade, then why he isn't the richest person in the world? Yeah, right? Why isn't ICT the richest person in the world if he knows how SMC works? The guy made $5 million from selling courses from 2017 till 2019. 5 million. Anyway, you look amazing, bro. Thank you, bro. You look amazing too. Thank you. Excited to get this podcast out for you people. A lot of these questions going to be answered. Oh, yes. Crazy podcast we had yesterday. When do you live trading again in YouTube? I think from February. Hey, I watched almost all your YouTube videos and I feel you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What is a gladiator candle and a kangaroo candle? I don't know. What's a koala candle? What's a grizzly bear candle? Leave other thing. Your mentor Raja is looking handsome. Thank you. You own FXM and Dominion Markets? No, I own Dominion Markets. I'm the CEO of Dominion Markets, one of the fastest, biggest growing crypto brokers of 2022 and now moving into 2023. I don't own FXM. FXM is owned by other people. If you blew account yesterday, take a break for a week. That's correct. Impulse entries are candles closing on lower time frames. Okay, that's correct. Love you, Raja from Nepal. Thank you. You know what's crazy is that all of y'all aren't profitable and y'all need to hit. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is that all y'all aren't profitable. Y'all need to hit the drawing board. How to get into mastermind groups? You got to pay. The mastermind group I'm in, there's a yearly fee of $35,000. So, and I remember, man, 10 years ago, I wasn't even making 30,000, 35,000. Well, no, 10 years ago I was making more. But I would say 12 years ago, I wasn't even making 35,000 a year. And here I'm paying a fee for a mastermind group for 35,000. And it's great. It's amazing. You can find them on Google or YouTube or you can have some go to networking events, man. Go to networking events. Your opinion on footprints? Yeah, wear shoes that leave no footprints. You are getting younger each day. Thank you, man. Eating clean, exercising every day, and just overall staying healthy. What is the next gold move? We're gonna see you on Monday. Why gold only? I met you in London. Oh, Gary. Hey, Gary. I met you in London. After that night together, I can't get you out of my mind. Thank you. Gary. Now I know. Man, leave London, bro. What was the hardest thing to become profitable? The hardest thing to become profitable was to managing my own emotions. That was the most hardest thing, to manage my own emotions. Because here's the thing. When you don't manage your emotions, you can't make rational decisions. And that was the hardest thing of all, just to be able to manage my own emotions. The world economy is going to be interesting this year, very interesting. How will AI change trading and traders? I don't know. Maybe you're deaf or what happened, but we had a full-on discussion about this. Can you repeat the funding company you recommended? Yes. So I'm going to comment it right over here. It's called FXM Funding. Yeah, FXM Funding. Okay. What do you follow as a confluence? As a confluence, I follow the high time frames, 4 hour, daily. That's what I follow all the time. What do you think about BTC? Will it reach ascent? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I love you, Raja from Philippines. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're a legend. Thank you. Just past the first stage of a funded account. Do you have some, what the fuck? Yeah, too many messages. Do you check the charts multiple times a day? Nope. Raja ji, kam chukke kam. Raja ji, kam check ke rakho. Haan ji. DividendMarkets.com, is this your brokerage website? Yes. Come on, man. AI is same as SRC, so don't worry about it. Kerwin, come on, man. Where have you been? Busy. Yeah, so live streams are going to start from February. Can FXM be trusted? Can your bank be trusted? Agent trader. Bro, are you in Dubai still? Where is he? Agent trader. Are you in Dubai? Tell me right now. Working on EA? No. Well, yes, we do have some EAs running on our leaderboard. We do have some EAs running on the leaderboard. How do you conclude that you're not a trend follower? I don't know. Just don't be a trend follower. All right. Let's see over here. Is it worth moving to Canada from India? I don't know. It depends on what your goals are. My goals were different, so I moved away from Canada. If your goals are moving to Canada and doing whatever you want to do over there, then sure, man. Yeah, go ahead. Do you trade MW patterns? No. Vector candles? No, I don't do that shit. I was just awesome. Yeah, I remember seminar. Here's my question. If you have to start again from zero without capital, how would you start step by step? If I start with zero capital, I'm not going to start with zero capital. I'm going to make sure I have like at least $500, right? I'm going to have $500 and I'm going to trade with $500. And once I'm trading with $500, I'm going to build that amount to let's say like 1,000 or 1,500, just to prove to myself that I'm consistent. Once I've proven to myself that I'm consistent, I'm going to withdraw 500 and I'm going to get myself a funded account, especially maybe on FXM or something like that. I'm going to get myself a funded account and then I'm going to trade there to really leverage my money. But if you're someone who's not consistent and if you start off with a funded account in the beginning, man, it's going to be very, very tough for you. Very, very tough. How come you have such a high win rate on SRC, my FX book? How can us trust since MetaTrader can be manipulated? Genuine question. If MetaTrader can be manipulated, then my FX book can be. Then my FX book can't be manipulated. My FX book can't be manipulated. The only way my FX book can be manipulated is if you know the owner at my FX book. Yeah, that's how it works. But also think about where the withdrawals come from. Do you think it's better to grow your own account? Absolutely. How to join your broker? Go to the website. Hey, Pindy boys, doing good. What concepts should a beginner learn first? The beginner should learn, I think, okay, so this is what I tell everyone. Like people who come to me and they're like, hey man, where should I start? This is what I tell them. Start from babypips.com and read till candlesticks. And then go to my YouTube channel. There are a lot of free videos, a lot of free knowledge. I've created playlists for you guys on my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and you're going to find a playlist which has from basics to, I would say like maybe semi-intermediary part. So you can go to there. Meet and greet Dubai, please. Meet and greet in Dubai. I don't know. We'll see. What do you normally get as your risk to reward ratio? 1-to-1. I do 1-to-1, but my FX book records is at 1-to-4, 1-to-3 because I can really manage my risk. So that's basically what happens. Why don't you trade or bother with US 30? Because the time I trade, US 30 is really not moving at that time. There's not much volume at US 30. So let's get some people over here. Let's see. We have David.